warm welcome to the webinar. I'm Beatrice Lam, the Field Marketing Manager for Barracuda MSP APAC. I'm based in Melbourne. And over in Sydney, we've got Matt Caffrey. He's our sales engineer, and he will show you the presentation today. This webinar should take around 30 minutes. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A panel, and we'll go through your questions at the end of the webinar. So on that note, Matt, over to you.
Thank you, Beatrice, and thank you everyone for joining today. So what's in store for the next 30 minutes? We'll talk about the native data features of or native features of 365 and their backup, which is actually not a backup, it's actually the retention policy. We'll go through the benefits of leveraging a cloud-based backup solution. And then, we'll derive that sort of unique value there for cloud-to-cloud backup to offer, that for you guys as MSPs to then move forward with your customers and protecting them ultimately. Following that, we'll have any Q&As and we'll go from there. So what we're seeing is in the last, or like the third quarter of 2020, we saw that that there was 30 billion collaboration minutes in a single day in 365. So it shows that there's a great adoption of that digital transformation post, or hopefully post pandemic here. And that 1 in 4 businesses don't believe that they need a backup. And that's going to obviously have a significant impact for managed service providers. So one of the common misconceptions is that Microsoft backup data automatically, and that Microsoft supply an archive, that would be an archive mailbox, and that's their backup, which is actually just another mailbox attached to their infrastructure. If we go through the retention, you can see here that there is some retention policies, that are for 365, the defaults for Microsoft, and therefore the maximum retention policies. That alongside cloud-to-cloud backup, we actually give you an unlimited retention. So we're able to certainly give you that peace of mind and give your customer peace of mind in relation to that. And I mean, people will generally just talk about the E3/5 packages, that's enough. But actually, it just doesn't cut the mustard, unfortunately, in terms of protecting against malicious deletion and/or corruption of those files and emails that your customers want to retain. And generally, at the end of the day, outside of this 93-day retention as the maximum, you would see that customers would come to you 6 months, 12 months down the track, and they've actually realized then that they needed something from an ex-employee's mailbox, which could have been maliciously deleted at that time of dismissal. So I'm not too sure if you guys are aware of the managed service agreement from Microsoft. In the section of 6B, they recommend that you leverage a third-party backup utility for Microsoft because they deliver a highly resilient infrastructure, but it doesn't protect you against corruption or malicious deletion, and they fully endorse that third-party backup software. Another thing to keep a note on is the Essential 8 by the Australian cyber.gov website, where one of those 8 is maintaining daily backups for your customers, and that they're retained for at least 3 months. The benefit to cloud-to-cloud backup is we give you an unlimited retention charge per active mailbox. So the people that are active in the organization, the way to think of it, if you can poke them with a stick, then they're going to be licensed, or if they've got a 365 license, then they're going to have a backup license. And obviously the why there is quite poignant around ransomware and malicious deletion of those files and folders. A big focus over here at Barracuda MSP is security-centric MSPs. And if you haven't heard that phrasing before, or would like to hear more about it, I'd encourage you to take a few minutes to watch Brian, the VP of Barracuda MSP. He has a presentation around that. And if you need that link, we're happy to give that to you. But at the top level, there's users to protect. There's secure access, obviously, to public clouds or also to on-prem in those hybrid environments. And then strengthen your capabilities with products and services that help encourage that move forward to being a security-centric MSP. Now onto what we're all here for, and it's for cloud-to-cloud backup for 365. So it's very easy to use. You would go from setup to actually backing up within 5 minutes. We've seen that over 200% growth this year in our cloud backup. So you can see there's a big drive there from business on that digital transformation. And we can cover you in cloud-to-cloud backup for Exchange Online, SharePoint, OneDrive, and Teams. So as I mentioned, set up within 5 minutes. It's got unlimited retention, unlimited storage. So item counts and size counts, don't even have to worry about it. We'll bill in line with you. So therefore, yeah, we'll have a simple per license billing. There is, obviously a lot of value that can be added via this, during the, with the unlimited retention. We've got granular recovery options. It's easy to deploy and easily to expand. We actually just grow with you or with your customer. There's no additional configuration that you'd need to take place on. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown of the new cloud-to-cloud backup system. So we've co-developed it with Microsoft with an API-based first-based approach. It's now hosted in Microsoft Azure, so the speed of those transfers are going to be blistering in comparison to other solutions that are around the traps. You get a greater choice in regions. So at the minute, we've got Australia, Canada, Japan, US, UK, Germany, and Western Europe. But we're actually going to be expanding those data centers soon. As I mentioned, an API-first deployment. It's going to scale in Azure. We're going to be leveraging Azure's databases and alike, so you can instantly search across your entire mailbox, the entire tenant of your mailboxes for individual keywords. And then the last thing is obviously going to be that unlimited retention. So as we talked about, simplified experience, it's going to be backing up the main points there for Microsoft 365. And yeah, we've redone this product here with resiliency and scalability in mind, along with, you would have faster backup and restores. Just some things to point out here. We'd have full SharePoint support of backup. Same thing with Exchange. We'll also grab that archive mailbox that, the mailbox we were talking about at the start, where someone thought it, or people will think that that's the backup. That advanced search filter is actually really speedy. So yeah, it's really good for finding those types of files. And you can do granular recoveries of teams. This is a bit of an overview of what the product actually does. So yeah, you can see that, we'll get those automatically backed up of those particular data sources via cloud-to-cloud backup into Azure's cloud. And then you would do an on-demand recovery as you see fit. Got another great one in terms of what we can leverage being in Microsoft's cloud there. So we've got the ones there that are in green or in teal. They are currently online. And then we've got the coming soons. So for the APAC region, yeah, we'll have the subcontinent covered there, Tokyo, and we've also got a data center in Sydney. I expect those yellow ones to be in the next financial year coming online as they progress. And this is great for compliance laws that are also going to be tying particular companies to a data center. I've had an MSP here in Australia that wants to split something off into a US data center because they've got a US employee, and we can manage that with our licensing. Now onto a demo. So you can see here, this is the cloud-to-cloud backup. This one's based in US East. When you go through and configure it, it's just a matter of hitting a configure button, and then you would go through and connect to your global administrator, which will make an enterprise AD app, which will handle the connection. Once there, you would configure your data sources. There are a couple of sliders which are already ticked on. You hit configure, and then that's it, done. You can see when the last backup's applied. You can see the restores. You can see exports. These exports are to the web browser. If we hover over the protect page, we can see Exchange, and then you can see that there will be a couple of mailboxes. As you drill down, you can drill into an inbox and then do a recovery. So you can do, as I've mentioned, export to the web browser and a restore either to the original location, or you might want to be able to send that to someone else's mailbox. And you could put it into a shared resource if you really wanted to. You just hit restore. As I'd mentioned, there's the search here, and the search is going to be very quick. You can see we've searched every single mailbox inside that tenant, and we've been able to get those responses back. A quick picker here for the date that you want to restore from, and then we've got reports emailable to your either to your end user or to your help desk. All right. So this can be purchased as a standalone product or as a total email protection. So yeah, we'll be able to put you across to the sales guys for that. There's a couple of easy steps. You probably already would have seen the demo here. You can either speak to myself, Beatrice, Kingsley, or Luke, and we can get a free trial set up for you. I'll take you through the setup, provision of the licenses, and we can go from there. We've got some other things in our portfolio just to lightly touch on. So we've got various other backups that will be on-prem, which is in IBU or Barracuda Backup. We've got ESS, which is the email security portfolio. We've got firewalls, web application firewalls, web security gateways, our AI-based spear phishing detection in Sentinel. Fishline is end user awareness training. Content Shield is going to be a DNS filter. And we've got finally there our RMM. I always bring this up in every one of our webinars, but these are really great, handy things to leverage to go and talk to your customers about these particular threats, or you might just want to get some more domain knowledge by leveraging smartermsp.com. Thank you, and any questions?
Great, thank you, Matt, for showing us the Barracuda Cloud-to-Cloud Backup solution and the latest features. Now let's take a look at the questions from our audience. So again, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A panel and submit them. Matt, are you ready?
Got you. Yep, ready.
Yeah, cool. Sorry, I just put this up. So the first question is from Ethan. The free trials on CCB?
Yes, so yeah, we can spin that up for you when when you want to have a look at that product, no problem at all, and then I'll take you through that.
Yeah, awesome. And the next question is from Daniel. Can customer choose their backup schedule?
Yeah, so the backup schedule can be customized. So can be done at a certain point in time. However, when you go through and set it up, it'll automatically create the schedule. So yeah, that can be customized there. And then also to answer Craig's question there, how often does it back it up? Per day. But we can put in other schedules in there as well moving forward.
Awesome, thank you, Matt. And the next question is from Justin. Can an end user access their own files to restore?
Yeah, this is going to be handled by the MSP in terms of restoration. So, however, you can give your customer, if you trust them, access to this portal to then do restores on behalf of the entire organization. So it's going to be down to a security issue and a competency level to restore that. But generally, MSPs will control that side of things.
Great, thank you. And we've got a questions. Can we back up Shift's data?
I'd have to get some more information there, Barani. Do you know, could you elaborate on shifts? What that means?
Great, we'll come back to that.
If not, I can always reach out to you. Thanks,
awesome.
mate.
Thanks for the questions. And the next one is from Paul. Why is it safe to back up data to Microsoft?
Oh, okay. So yeah, in the case of backing up from Microsoft 365 to Azure, so we're in separate data centers. Microsoft 365 has its own separate data center infrastructure, and we're backing up to Microsoft Azure within inside our own instances. That's going to be on blob storage. So it is separate to the actual infrastructure where we're getting the data from. So there is that geo separation.
Great, thank you, Matt. And Barani just elaborated on his questions.
Yeah, I'll come back to you on that one, Barani, if I can. And then, yeah, we'll go from there in regards to employee clock out information.
Great, thank you, Matt. And then we've got the final question from Gavin. You mentioned that you have RMM. Where can I see a demo?
Oh, yeah. More than welcome to book me in for a demo. We can go through all the features there. It has just been rebranded to Barracuda RMM. The MW is down there at the bottom right-hand corner, so that can be fully managed, like as in a managed service that we host for you in AWS, or you can deploy it on-prem. The pricing models are going to be the same. Device counts are going to be how you're going to get billed on that. But that's it in a nutshell. And I can take you through a demo, no problem at all.
And we've just recently released some new features as well, back in March, is that right?
Yeah, so those features are getting intranet backup, which is at the top left-hand corner of that window, integrated into the RMM, so you can do backups, reporting, and deployments of that endpoint backup system. It doesn't only do endpoint backup, it also does physical machine and virtual machine backups for Hyper-V and ESX. So yeah, there's quite a few things that intranet backup can do. The top left-hand corner there, and then we've also got another integration with Content Shield on threats that are detected via Content Shield.
Great, awesome. Thank you, Matt. So that was the last question, and thank you for all your questions, guys. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to the team. Our contacts are on the screen. And if you actually have any marketing questions or any stuff that you want me to help you with, I'm more than happy to do that as well. And yep, so thank you, Matt, for showing us the presentation today. We hope you learned something new, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.